Footage from a canceled Star Wars TV show has been released, and I gotta say, it looks kind of crappy. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so apparently way back before The Mandalorian, way back in 2010, George Lucas, but this is before he sold the rights to Star Wars and everything to Disney. Apparently, George Lucas had a plan of making a Star Wars TV show. The name of the show was Star Wars Underworld. You can actually see the test footage for that show, and I will get into that in a second. But first, let me give you a reminder. You can listen to the podcast anywhere. SoundCloud, YouTube, the iHeartRadio app, iTunes, everywhere. Just type in Super Dario World Podcast. You'll find it right there. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at Super Dario World. Also, please follow my fan page on Facebook. Anyway, that out of the way. This one's going to be a quickie because, honestly, it's just infuriating to watch. Well, I gotta say, visually, the show looked pretty interesting. Again, this is Star Wars Underworld, and it was meant to be a drama about Coruscant, kind of like a gangster drama, right? And on paper, it sounds really cool. It sounds very interesting. I would like to learn more about the political intrigue going on in Coruscant. Coruscant seems like a very interesting city. It's also related to something else that I'll get into in a second. But visually, it looked very interesting. Like the whole city, the noir vibe. It looks interesting visually. The story seems really stupid, and the test footage just looks beyond ridiculous. I mean, the effects are good. In fact, you know what? I'll say it. The effects are great. But story-wise, and well, you could tell that the audio is off from the test footage. Like they changed the dialogues because the mouth's moving, but the words coming out of the mouth aren't what if you read the lips, it's not what they're saying. So you could tell that they try to change stuff there, I guess. But it looks very, very crappy, very stupid. There's two stormtroopers shooting at two dudes. They're not even in cover. They're like 3 feet apart, and they can't hit each other. It's ridiculous. It looks really dumb. It looks really stupid. It looks very ridiculous. And so I can see why this was canceled. I can honestly see why. However, here's the interesting part. Apparently, Lucas had planned this to be a 400-episode series. A 400 Star Wars live-action series, 400 episodes, and it was supposed to take place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Also, supposedly, he already had 100 completed scripts. All right, so 100 fucking episodes were ready. I think they're going to be like short episodes. If I have to guess from what I get of the vibe here and what I understand from that, I think it's like small episodes like they did for the animated Clone Wars series. And I don't mean the 3D animated one that actually became a legit show, but it became movies and then a legit show. No, I mean the short-lived Cartoon Network mini episodes, the Clone Wars episodes that came out before Revenge of the Sith, which you should really check out. Those really good. So I'm guessing that's what they were trying to do, only with live action, and the result is just not great. It's just not great. From what I can tell here, they were trying to make this like a Deadwood version or a Godfather version of Star Wars, which, I mean, again, you can tell it's kind of like a Western mob type of deal, which is kind of what they're trying to do with The Mandalorian now. But you know what? There's something interesting there because there's a lot of the beauty about the Star Wars universe is that it's vast. It has a lot of interesting characters and it has a lot of interesting places to work with. Coruscant is one of those places, and so actually there used to be a video game in development. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but there's test material that there's a demo that you could see. It's on YouTube, and the game was Star Wars 1313. Where you played as Boba Fett, and he was moving around Coruscant, and basically he was investigating a district in Coruscant, being a bounty hunter there. The game looked fantastic. I have no idea why what's canceled or so. I don't know. There's a lot of really weird stuff that really seemed really good that got canceled or has been postponed. Like, I've complained about this multiple times. Republic Commando is one of my favorite things that has Star Wars in it, and it ends in a cliffhanger. you're supposed to continue with part 2, but I don't know why they never continued it, but the game was great. So it's really annoying. It's one of those annoying things, and I guess it happens when the titles switch hands and Disney decided we're not going to continue with that, which they should, because it was great. Anywho, I'll just read you what Kathleen Kennedy, that's her name, Kathleen Kennedy said about this particular project. And for those of you who don't know, she's the president of Disney. She's the head of Star Wars division in Disney. Anywho, here's a quote from her. Interestingly enough, that's an area we spent a lot of time. Reading through the material that he developed is something we very much would like to explore. And there was 1313 the game where there was unbelievable. That's exactly how she said it. Where there was unbelievable. I honestly have no idea if they typed this down wrong or if that's how she said it, but whatever. Continuing. So our attitude is we don't want to throw any of that stuff away. It's gold, and it's something we spent a lot of time looking at, pouring through, discussing, and we may very well develop those things further. We definitely want to. All right, so here's my guess. I think that from those episodes, that's the reason why we got Rogue One. From those scripts, that's where they got the material for Rogue One, and I think that's where they're going to get the material for the supposed series that they're going to make based on, what's his name, Caspian? I don't even remember his name, but Diego Luna's character in Rogue One. So I'm guessing that's what they're going to use. If I have to make a guess, I'm guessing it's possible that the Kenobi series will have something to do with that. I spoke about this yesterday, that I thought they were going to relate it to a bit with the video game Star Wars Fallen Order, which I'm playing, and still, please no spoilers. So there's a lot of stuff happening between that time period. Yeah, Fallen Order takes place between that time period. What Obi-Wan Kenobi does takes place between that time period. Things with Darth Maul take place between that time period. Rogue One takes place between that time period. The TV show based on the character from Rogue One will have to take place between that timeline. So if they're going to be following the blueprint of George Lucas, I don't know, man. I really did not like what I saw. It looked really stupid. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like I said, visually it's very nice. The effects are really nice, but it was so stupid. Again, it's test material. They probably didn't even really have a script for it. They were just like, all right, we just want to test it visually. So if it was just a visual test, then kudos to you. It looked fine. If it was anything else, that was horrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was brutal to watch. Anywho, that's it for today. I'm gonna keep it short today. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I had a busy day. Actually, I'll share it with you. My monitor, my Nile monitor, that's a reptile, bit me yesterday. Well, not yesterday. When was it? He bit me the other day. Was it Monday? I don't even know. The days just blur together, and it was hard. It was the first time he actually gave me a legit bite, and it drew blood and stuff. It had a lot to do with where he bit me. The point is, it really hurt. And so that kind of freaked me out because this thing is going to grow to the size of imagine a mini velociraptor that walks on 4 legs. That's his size. He's going to be really big. And so I don't want him to keep biting me. So, and they're hard to raise. So I did a whole bunch of research and stuff. I'm doing a whole bunch of research on how to tame them. Apparently it's a bad idea. If you ever get the option to get a Nile monitor, don't. They're very difficult. They're very moody. They'll, at the best circumstances, they'll merely tolerate your presence. But I was up for the challenge, and I'm stupid. So I decided to go for it, and I've been testing stuff out, and I was spending way more time than normal with them. Trying to do that, which he hates, and that's probably what led to me being bitten. But, I gotta do it. You gotta do it while they're little. If they bite you when they're little, it's cool. If they bite you when they're big, it's a bad idea. That's so I've been busy with that. I'm busy with that. And so, I'm tired. It's been a long day, and my finger hurts. Anywho, that's it for today. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.